What did you call me? Gotcha, didn't I, you little sucker?
You know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
Yeah, fuck you too!
Welcome back to Cinema Depths, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are here to discuss one of the most underground nerdy topics of all time. Game movies? Probably not the ones you're thinking of. The films they keep getting wrong in mainstream media that are released theatrically or straight to DVD, or what have you. I'm talking even more so below the realm of that. These are where you take the actual game and you make a machinima, but not a traditional machinima, more so a film based around the actual story of a game. This is something I've followed for quite some time now, and I have got it down to a fine art. You can find them all over YouTube. Sometimes they get taken down, which really sucks. Some people rush the ever-loving fuck out of it, and they get it all wrong. They leave in the HUD, they put subtitles when not necessary, just add captions to your YouTube video or some shit. They don't play like they're the actual character, they just kind of run from place to place and their movements still look really robotic and shit. Or they just play the game as almost intended. It's almost like a gameplay walkthrough, but without a HUD, which is also, in my opinion, the wrong way to do it. So some games, it is nearly impossible to do it the right way because there isn't a mod or a foundation, a theater mode if you will, to be able to actually correctly film and make it as perfect as possible. And I'm just gonna say, it is very difficult to make a perfect game movie because it's essentially impossible. You're limited by the game's mechanics itself, unless you're going to recreate it in a different engine and mimic it to look exactly like the game, but where you have more control. So this video is to give a shout out to the people I think absolutely fucking nailed the shit out of it, and I want to give this almost as a gift to anyone who isn't aware of this type of shit. Now I do realize that this is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. People aren't going to be able to look past certain things like mouths not moving properly because of the game's limited mechanics of the time. But this is, in my opinion, undoubtedly the best game movies that exist out there, at least that I'm aware of, in the stratosphere. There's something about these game movies that just scratch an itch in my brain, where I can watch something from my past without having to play through it again, whilst getting all the information and seeing it as a movie. Because as a kid, you always go, oh, imagine if this game was a movie. Still doing it for some. Halo! That fucking show didn't count. All of these game movies I will link in the video's description as well, and through that you can go to their channel and subscribe. Straight off the bat, I'm just going to apologize for the way I pronounce some of these people as well, some of these names. I am merely an English-speaking dickhead. I do not possess all sorts of internet language speak, let alone foreign language speak. I can barely speak my own fucking language. So, bear with me. Now the first one that comes to mind is Yongyear's Dragonborn series. There is an Act 1 and an Act 2. This is based off Elder Scrolls Skyrim, and it is beyond fantastic. He weaves an origin story for the protagonist, because as we know in Skyrim, the protagonist is you. It's you, whoever you create yourself to be. It's rather roleplay in that aspect. And he has provided an excellent standard. Because in traditional storytelling, if you're going to go into an alien world or a fantasy world, you have to follow, at the very least, humanoid, human-esque characters to take you in. He could have picked being any kind of race he wanted, but he chose a human, and he also chose to try and replicate the Dragonborn from the promotions that we see. And this one is top-notch. The only criticism I have about this series is that it was never finished. It's quite sad actually, because it's so fucking brilliant.
Jarl Lothric, what is that thing? Could the legends be true?
Legends don't burn down villages.
He also is responsible for an quote-unquote episode 1 of Fallout 4, which is more so just a standalone opening to the Fallout, but you can't help but want to see a lot more of it.
Confirmed reports, I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and Pennsylvania.
Oh my god.
My God.
Vault 111 immediate.
This isn't really happening, is it? The vault's this way! Come on!
Residents of Sanctuary Hills,
Come on!
if you are registered, evacuate to Vault 111 immediately.
I do have a tendency to be greedy from creators because these take a lot of work. This is just me giving a big compliment saying, holy shit, you fucking nailed it, brother. Good job. Now, I know some people have beef with IGN, but I want to give a shout out to their Alien Isolation series. It goes for about 7 episodes or so. And other than them cutting out some moments that I wish still stayed in, I think they should have been less focusing on the protagonist's mouth movements during parts that aren't normally seen by the average gamer, because they haven't been animated properly and it sucks you right out. But otherwise, it is a pretty damn good game little series of the Alien Isolation game. If you don't want to play the game, watch this. You should be pretty satisfied.
Ricardo, you got news for me?
I need more time.
I don't have more time!
Ricardo.
IGN also is responsible for a really cool Red Dead Redemption short film where they've strung together the story of John Marston's revenge. They have taken some artistic liberties as opposed to the game, but it's still a really cool stringing together of timeline.
Holy sweet mother of mercy.
There is another guy called X5 Cinema who makes some pretty decent game movies. I'd say my personal favorite is the Halo 2 game movie. He's cut a couple cutscenes out here and there, I'm guessing for flow, but his Halo 2 film is pretty fucking good, and you can tell there's a lot of love and work that's gone into it. Along with his For Honor game movie, he made some episodes of it, but he combined them to make a game movie of the Knights storyline. Now, Gamer's Little Playground is probably the biggest source where people go for game movies, but and this isn't any shade because they do what they do really well. They get cutscenes in really high definition out really fast from new released games and whatnot, but it's not so much a game movie to me, it's more so just a threading together of cutscenes and dialogue as fast as they can. However, every now and again they'll collab with another YouTuber and they will upload a really cool, almost director's cut version of a game. That's what I want to call these, director's cuts almost. And in this case, they have a really good Halo 3 and Halo 4 movie. Now this dude I'm about to mention is underratedly low-key. Like, it's fucked because he does such good work. Deserves a lot more. This guy's called Liquid Snake Z28. I hope that's the way you say their username. He will upload 4K versions in game movies or just straight up playthroughs of old games like Resident Evils and shit. And his game movie of The Evil Within and his game series movie of The Evil Within 2 are pretty fucking awesome. Definitely go give him some love if you don't know him, which you probably don't, judging by his view counts. I can't forget to shout out his Resident Evil 5 and 7 playthrough as well. Those were really cool. Speaking of Resident Evil, there's a dude called Game Bill Studio, and he's made the Resident Evil remaster game movie that really well. But not only that, he's made my favorite Dead Rising game movie, and that one I've watched a few times just over the last fucking 10, 11 years, whatever it's been since its release. Game Bill Studios also made a really good Outlast and Outlast Whistleblower game movie, but they've since been removed from YouTube. I don't know if that's because of copyright or if they just weren't happy with their work, but fuck, it was so good. I managed to download them on my hard drive back in the day, so I can still watch them, but I'm not going to go against any kind of creator's wishes and re-upload them. But yeah, it was really well done. The dude played it to a T. I bought every moment of it. I loved it. Someone make a fucking Outlast 2 game movie that's good, please. Because they all have fantastic stories. It's just some people don't have the time, or they can't be fucked getting into gaming and learning how to. So it's a nice way for them to experience this kind of content. Now, Dragon Age Origins is a really hard one to get right, and it hasn't been perfected just yet, but the closest to perfection I have found is by a YouTuber called Dialogue Tree. And their series is the closest to what I feel should be the Dragon Age Origin playthrough. Because there's no canon to some of these role-playing games, but if I was to sit down and try to strategically put together a canon for them, they would always be human for reasons specified earlier. They would be grounded in some kind of reality in the sense that they'd be a warrior or a rogue or some shit like that. Even though there were really interesting origin stories and connections to do with different classes, these are the ones that make the most sense to do for newcomers and to take you through a world. And along the way, people must die. In my opinion, there can't be a playthrough or a game movie where every single companion you have lives. There is strategy in who you can kill off to either keep the weight of a series going or to just heighten the stakes without compromising the story. That's why you pick very specifically who should go and who should stay. But yeah, they've done a fantastic job creating a nice little back-to-back throughout the Dragon Age Origin game. And speaking of Dragon Age, Riot Films, I believe they're called, made a really cool Dragon Age Origin movie kinda called Dragon Age Warden's Fall. That was released 14 years ago and it's still fucking great. Watch that shit. A lot of people kind of fuck around with the Until Dawn game without getting it truly right. Much like people with Heavy Rain, I still am yet to find a really good Heavy Rain game movie. A dude called Mr. Palindrome made it a phenomenal Until Dawn game movie. He's also strung together a decent LA Noire series. LA Noire just in general is more so its hook is in playing the game, so it is a little slow. Someone who is one of the hardest working game movie makers, in my opinion, is a channel by the name of Neddy the Noodle with his Ark the Survival stories. He rounds up a bunch of people and they act out the pages that you find as collectibles throughout the series. I cannot imagine the fucking headache it must be to orchestrate the entire thing. Getting everyone together, the right armors, building the right places, all that shit, and then editing it, finding voice actors, and really is a testament to how great game films can be. And it raises the standard for what game movies should be. I've got a game for you. Drink every time I say game or movie. It's fucked. I'm driving myself crazy with it, but I don't know how to... I told you I'm terrible with English. Yeah, fuck you. Fight me. If you're looking for a GTA 4 game movie or series, this dude called Zuma for Life Productions is still making his way through it, but what he's been making so far is pretty damn good. Whilst we're on the topic of GTA, I will shout out Immersion Quest. They make a lot of interesting kind of GTA Online. They've done Grand Theft Auto 3, they've done Red Dead Redemption 2. I would be kind of heartbroken if I didn't give my boy Andy Gilliland a shout out as well. His Batman Telltale series 1 and 2 was really cool to watch, along with his Batman Arkham Knight movie from quite a few years ago, but he made another one that's even better. And he's made a Last of Us Left Behind DLC game movie that's pretty cool. Now, I'm about to tell you something that really accentuates the power of these game movies. Grant Vogtel, I think that's how you say his name, made a The Last of Us cinematic playthrough with, I think it was 7 episodes. If you watch the HBO show of The Last of Us, they have literally taken shots and pacing moments from this dude's game movie walkthrough. You can tell this is what the director gave the actors to watch rather than play the whole game or some shit. It is pretty cool. Not only that, I'm fairly certain, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this guy was hired by Naughty Dog to help with The Last of Us 2. It truly is amazing how something like that can be so good that people in the industry take note. High recommend. Another really big recommend for non-speaking people, specifically German, is a channel called Game Movie Entertainment. They have a few English spoken game movies here and there, but they heavily do cater to a German audience. There are game movies on there that I've always wanted made exactly the way they do, but I can only enjoy it to a certain degree because I can't fucking speak German and there are no subtitles in the captions, so I kind of just skim through admiring the way they execute a certain scene, because I'll think to myself, how did they do this part when you have to do this assassination mission? How did they weave this together or this backstory? I'll see them execute it pretty much flawlessly and I'll go, fuck, why can't I need to take fucking German lessons or something now to watch this shit, because it's so good, it really is. If you don't believe me, go check them out, Game Movie Entertainment. But now I have been saving my personal favorite for last. This is purely from a biased standpoint, but I love this dude's work so much. It's a guy called Dialup. Forgive me for butchering it, because I fucking love your work, brother. He's made some crazy good Chronicles of Riddick game movies in his time. He's made the best Alien vs Predator game movie, found a way to incorporate the audio logs, put the 3 campaigns into a chronological order and whatnot. It's really something. But my favorite, his piece de resistance, is the Mass Effect series he's working through right now. There is so much content in the Mass Effect universe, it boggles the fucking mind. And this dude has perfectly created the first game at the moment, and he's working through the second as of the making of this. And it takes him ages, it takes him so long. And it makes sense as to why, because they've got so much love and time and hard work poured into them. He, in my, as I said, in my canon arranging of role-playing games, he is hitting it out of the park. Shepard looks as he should, because he was marketed that way heavily when the first game came out. So I just think, canonically, Shepard looks like the default character. I think Caden dies on This is so fucking nerdy. Caden dies on Vermeer because that allows tension with Ashley and Liara for the love interest. Therum, Feros, Naveria. When it comes to the suicide mission, people should die. I reckon Jacob, Kasumi can die because her side story in Mass Effect. Samara, if we're choosing a third, who righted the wrong of her daughter killing so many people. I think he should probably canonically fuck Miranda, he should fuck Jack, fuck Miranda, and then in the DLC relink with Liara, fuck her, and then he should go fuck himself.
Jesus.
But yeah, that's just my nerdy little rant there. Also, before I forget, there's a dude called Animux, I think that's the way you say his name, who's making a fucking beautiful Half-Life series. really cool. There are channels as well that I can't state because their content has been removed off YouTube for copyright, which really fucking sucks. Game movies are so important to myself. I can't speak for everyone, but I can definitely tell you that as underground as these are, game movies to me are still really important because they just offer a new way to experience content that has already been made so well. And it allows others who aren't really in the gaming world to take a peek inside just some of the absolutely phenomenal writing that weaves these intricate stories together, and where some might not understand, they can kind of grasp, oh, this is pretty cool, even if they haven't played it before. Because games age, things get dated, some people just don't have the time, whatever the reason. People love to live their lives their own way, and it's nice that these can offer a new alternative to those who just can't be fucked. I hope giving a shout out to all these creators will leave a good mark on their channel. Even though no one fucking watches this shit, at least I've always got this to see it. It's like a bookmark. If ever I'm fucking 40 or 50 and YouTube is still somehow standing, you can go, oh, I remember this Assassin's Creed game movie. Oh, it's been deleted. I can at least go back through and see, oh yes, he fucked Liara right there, yes, he got it good. Who knows, who the fuck knows. Anyways, that's me for this episode. I know this is probably going to be my least interesting episode to some people, but I don't think I've seen anyone talk about this shit before. I could be wrong. So you guys stay phenomenal, keep making good shit, love y'all. I just said fucking y'all, gross. Love you all, stay well, stay healthy, get laid, and take care.
That's about it.
See you at the party, Richter.